I'm like, you know, you can't say nothing to that dude without having to think.
What you got? What you got her thinking, Jamie?
I was just talking about that. But you know, I was just talking about. Hey, listen, I'm gonna let y'all know we live streaming right now.
Oh,
I was just talking about the.
She about to pray for us.
who, Renard?
You?
You said about to pray?
I seen you on your knees by your bed.
No, I had to get over something. He said live streaming. I ain't about to be on YouTube looking crazy.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know that I'm about. It just started. It just started.
You ain't looking crazy.
My hair.
It's all good. It's all good. This should be good though. Me and Jamie was talking about it, so this should be good. So we already live right now?
Yes, sir. We live and we rolling.
All right.
We live.
You live on the tube?
We live on YouTube. Yes, sir.
Oh shit, what's up, YouTube?
Your
boy on.
Peace YouTube family. This is Sankofa. My name is Jamie from Sankofa 180 degrees. We just here, man. We just here to you know, give y'all some information. Hope y'all join us. Go ahead,
Hey, what's up? We got Jennifer down there too. Oh yeah. Peace. Hey, welcome to Sankofa. Jamie gonna be putting there she is. Jamie gonna be putting on a presentation about Abraham, and I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. So you can like, share, and comment down there for other people to come on in and get some of this.
Yes, sir. All right, man. So I just wanted to let y'all know, man. We just we'll have a nice little build here, man. I ain't gonna take up a whole lot of time. I just want to let y'all know, man, that I just want to ask a question, man. Like, what do we know about the biblical Abraham, right? We just want to know what do we know about the biblical Abraham, right? Anybody? I mean, can we get somebody to speak on that, man? Do you know anything? What you know about Abraham, King?
Jennifer, you want to go first? What you know about Abraham?
I don't know nothing about Abraham. I don't know anything about him.
She don't know nothing about that nigga. So you know, Abraham is one of the major patriarchs in the Bible, for sure. And
I know.
you know,
yes.
He's a father of 3 nations. I'm not going to expose those because Jamie is going to talk about those. And we was just going over some information in the New Testament. You know, verses giving high regard to Abraham, and you know, I got this message that one of these cats didn't know that he wasn't familiar with the Abrahamic traditions, and that surprised me. So Jamie's gonna put a little something on about that.
Yeah, that just really blew my mind, man. It really did, King. I was talking to this brother, man, and he you know, he's into the Abrahamic, you know, tradition. He's into it. And this guy, can y'all see that?
Yep.
Okay. And so this guy, right, he tells me that he's never heard of the Abrahamic traditions or Abrahamic religions. And I just wanted to point this out right here. Point this little part out right here.
Can you make it bigger?
Yeah, it's right here, man. I don't know if it's if I can get
You was gonna read
hold on,
something.
let's see. I was gonna read that part, but
Yeah, he's gonna read that. Get Jamie locked and loaded.
yeah, man. I just wanted to let's go.
Read it, then click into it.
Hmm.
Read it first and then click
Hold
into it.
on, let me find it. I just want to show y'all something real quick, man. So I was y'all still see that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so it's just right here, man. Real quick. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can.
I can enlarge it myself. We can enlarge it on our own screen.
There it is. Is that it?
All right, y'all see that though?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Abraham, Hebrew,
I can.
Avram, originally called Abram, or in Hebrew, Avram, flourished around 2nd millennium BCE, the first of the Hebrew patriarchs, and the figure revered by the three great monotheistic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. You see this? You see this? So so this is who this guy is. He's a great Hebrew patriarch. Now the guy did say that that Abraham was a Hebrew patriarch, but he said that he was not really that significant. You know what I mean? And it says, according to the biblical book of Genesis, Abraham left Ur in Mesopotamia because God called him to found a new nation in an undesignated land that he later learned was Canaan. Y'all see that?
Right.
Y'all see that? And so when let me see if we get to it, man. We get to the map, right? We look at this map. Y'all see that map?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So when we look at, matter of fact, let's go to a better map. I got a better one. Let me see. Where is that? Let's go over here. Let's go to this map right here. Let's go to this map. All right. Y'all see that right there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So now look. So you see this where it says Canaan right here?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now when we go back, when we go back, where was it? Abraham, right? Abraham, right? So Mesopotamia, he left Ur in Mesopotamia, right? Because God called on him. And he later on, he ended up in Canaan. Y'all see that, right? And then we go, okay, all right. So I just want to make sure that we get back to Asia right here. So now, I'm at the wrong one. My bad. Hold on. We're gonna get to this one. All right. All right. So look, man, you see what Canaan is? That's Israel. That's today. Today, that's Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all see that? Canaan, that's Israel. Damascus, y'all remember that Paul did the old Damascus thing? Do y'all understand that? See, this is what people don't understand, right? This is what people don't understand. Y'all see my pointer? Okay, y'all see Iraq right here? You
Yeah.
see Iraq?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Iraq is also Babylon. You know, that's Babylon as well, right? You know, that's Babylon.
Okay.
Okay. You know what else that is? All this right here.
What is it?
This all Mesopotamia. This all but not all that. All this right here, not all this. All this right here, all this down here, all this is Mesopotamia. Iraq, right? So Iraq is
Baghdad. Baghdad.
no, Iraq, yeah, what right above Baghdad is Iraq. That's just a city in Iraq, or a country in Iraq. Or, yeah, city in Iraq. Sorry, that's just a city in Iraq, right?
Or is that Iran?
No, this Iraq right here. I'm pointing at Iraq where Babylon is.
Right.
Iran
This is Babylon.
down.
Huh?
No, I was just telling him Iran is down. If you go a little
So
lower.
when you go to Iran, see Iran, all this right here.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Yeah.
See
Yeah.
Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan.
Pakistan, yeah.
All that is excuse me, is Persia. This is all Persia right here.
Right.
This is Persia. And see, people don't understand that. People don't understand that. Babylon, this is where y'all remember about Nimrod and all them? And Babel, and he took over Babel. Yeah, that's all that stuff happened right here. All those events happened in one little spot right here. Right? When you talking about Ur of Chaldea, you know where Ur of Chaldea is? Where Abraham came from? Right here, Iraq. All them locations is right here. People don't understand that. See how crazy that is?
Yeah.
See how crazy that is? That's just pure nuts, man. Then when you go right here, you look at this map, you will see all this right here. See Ur, Babylonia, Babylon, Sumer, all that's Iraq. See my Mesopotamia right here? And then you see over here where you got Canaan right here. You see Canaan? That's Israel. That's Israel right there. This is where Abraham, this is how he traveled. This is where he came from, right? And if you look at no, not that one. If you look at this one, you'll see where India is. You see India right here? It borders Persia. All this is Persia. It borders Persia. They trying to say that this is where Abraham came from, Iraq, right? But then we got him traced, him coming from India. Before he gets to Iraq, he's in India. This man is in India, man.
That's crazy.
This man is in India. He gets flooded out and he has to leave, right? And this is where, and this is where I was showing here is him once he got to Ur, this is where he continued on to go. This is the road he traveled right here. Right. So and when you think about this, let's go back here for a second. When you think about this map right here, there's another deity that came from this area right here. His name is Brahma. His name is Brahma, right? and his consort, which is his wife, was Saravati. Now just think about this for a second, guys. That was Brahma and Saravati. Abraham and Sarah. Y'all understand? Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So Saravati and Brahma made the same exact travel as this right here. They made the same exact. They made it so. And listen to this. Listen to this. And if you want to, and if you look at it, let's go to where we at? Yeah, right here. All right, so if we go right here, right? Neither shall see his name. This is his name, Abram. This is Abraham's name for real, Abram, right here, right here. This is name. You see his name right there?
That's his original name.
That's his original name right there. He don't get this right here. You read this joint right here. Hold on. This right here. It says, neither shall thy name anymore be called Abram, but thy name shall be called Abraham.
Right.
For a father of many nations I have made thee. Right? If you go back and look at Brahma and some of his spellings, right? It lines up with it because Brahma name is Abrahma.
Right.
That's Brahma's name when you go to etymology, right? When you etymological, right? It's Abrahma. And just check out the name, Abraham, right? It's the same, it's the same person, same people, right?
Right.
The Hindu god Abrahma is Abraham.
Ain't that something?
Right? What?
That's crazy.
Hey, listen, man, because they came from the same area, and they took the same route in the same time frame. Right? Listen, they got and the only thing that separates Sarah was Saravati, which was Abrahama's wife. Which Sarah is Abram's wife until he got changed to Abraham. Right?
Yeah.
What was her name? Sarai?
Saravati.
See right here on 15. Look down on 15.
It says, and the son said unto Abraham, as for Sarah, thy wife, Sarah. Yeah, but that was Saravati. That's her though.
And then they changed it to Sarah.
Her name is look.
That should not be called her name.
Yeah, and then they changed her name to Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which was to go with Saravati.
Right.
If you go to
so she changed.
And if you go to 7, and I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee. Right. So God has made a covenant with Abraham. This is how important he is. He's made a covenant with him. And this brother he's not say he really don't recognize it. Check this part out right here. It says, "This is my covenant which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed. After thee, every man child among thee shall be circumcised." Where did that come from?
Mm.
Where did that come from? That came from Abraham.
Right. Right.
Right.
Right.
Now, here's another thing, right? When you go back up here to 5, you go up here to 5, right? Neither shall thy name anymore be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham. Now, when we talking about Kyrie Irving and your boy Yeezy, right? Just think about this for a second, man. When you talk about how important anti-Semitic or Semitic, right? And they're called foul on you in a heartbeat, right? So if they were so important, why did they name him Abraham instead of Abraham? Right?
That's a good question.
Right? Because you got the reason why. I mean, this is Semitic comes from Shemitic people,
Right.
from
Right.
Shem. They don't want to be associated with Ham. They do everything they can to get out of that frame, or to get out of that
Being African.
yeah, to be able to duck that name. They don't want to be African, so they claim to be Semitic, right? Descendants from Shem, right? Like, so my thing, and if you take a look, if we go into the time, what was it? The Talmud.
Talmud.
I mean,
TAL.
we ain't got to go into it, right? But I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Y'all look that up. Y'all look at the Talmud, and y'all tell me if they ain't some of the most racist rhetoric you're gonna ever hear in Semitic teachings. Put it like that. All right. Listen, man. Watch this. Let me pull up something real quick.
Okay.
How you spell that, man?
TALMUD.
TALMUD.
MUD.
Yeah.
You already been in it, huh?
Yeah.
I know, me too. Did I send you some videos on that?
I don't know.
I think if not, I got one with Steady and then oh yeah, I played them last week, actually.
And what is this? Is this Torah? It says there's a difference between Torah and Talmud. I think that's Torah, Torah.
Yep. So Seti is talking about the difference between the Torah and the Talmud, and I think what I gather was, it's the law of the Talmud.
Mhm.
I mean, it's the law of the Torah. The Talmud is the law of the Torah that they follow. They hold it in high regard, the highest, I believe.
Yeah, it says Torah refers to 5 books of Moses.
Yeah, the first 5 books of the Bible.
Mhm.
I'm trying to find the curses. They got the curses.
And going straight to the neck on it.
That is crazy. I mean, I can't. Did you see that?
Where was it? You seen it? I missed it.
No, it just said that ancient ancient rabbis decided black skin was a curse.
Oh yeah. But that ain't
Slavery?
that ain't even half of it. Hold on.
I'm gonna resend you that video.
Okay.
Right here.
Yeah, they talk about the black people real bad, and they don't want to be part of it.
Hey, yeah, I gotta find it, man.
All right, take your time, man.
And you know how black folks always run around here talking about generational curse. So they always say that came from back then. Here, back. Look. Jamie. Oh, here.
Yeah, and so that's what the Hebrew Israelites really hold their hat on, is because that generational curse has so much evidence in today, and then they really hold on to that verse.
Right.
If there's any proof, this is the proof.
See that, man. Y'all hear that?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
I ain't trying to do that no way. Hold on.
We should have watched it, see what it was.
What's up, dude?
Hey, what's happening?
How you doing, my man?
Not too bad.
We're just talking about Moses' path, and that he came from over in Where's that spot, Jamie?
You talking about not
Give him the
Moses,
rundown. Give him the rundown real quick.
not Moses,
Not Moses. Abraham.
Abraham.
With
You're trying to find something right now.
Oh, I like that background.
What does it remind you of?
Oil and water.
Right?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. You looking good, man.
Yeah, not too
Yeah,
bad.
peace, King.
What's happening, everybody?
Peace to you, man. I'm glad you're on.
Yeah, I thought I'd jump on, man. I was trying to get the house clean and stuff.
Yeah, Jennifer, that's my nephew, Anthony. That's Andre's son.
hey, Anthony,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Got your bed all
I
made?
can't get that motherfucker there, man.
Oh yeah, you know I couldn't leave it messed up.
We on live, so she ain't about all that stuff.
She got it all made and nice. I was like, oh wow, shoot, man, I'm all convicted now.
Right, right. That'll do it.
Like, oh, that's what a bed's supposed to look like. Damn, man.
Y'all can't see that, huh?
I thought that was only for the stores and stuff, you know? They're like,
An extensive
okay.
passage describes the right of the Pharisees
We can't see it, Jamie.
as long as he did so in
Jamie done put 2 screens up now, so he's big stuff.
There it is.
He's just making it a lot easier to be able to work with, but we gotta learn about it a little more still.
Y'all see it? Y'all see it now?
Yeah.
starvation, he is not liable to execution. In such an indirect manner, the Pharisees also killed Christ. Manipulating the Romans to actually wield the spear and sword, the Pharisees claimed, as their descendants do today, that since the Romans were the direct cause of the death of Christ, it is the Romans, not the Jews, who are guilty. Christ also called the Pharisees adulterers, an adulterous generation. The Talmud provides generous loopholes for adultery.
See, I got my art studio back.
Penalty for adultery does not include sex with a minor, the wife of a minor, or the wife of a heathen.
Oh yeah.
The Talmud also encourages seduction of unwed adolescent girls.
Don't quite got my garage back, but
But it's important how such rapes are performed. With the designated bondmaid, one is guilty only in
so
the
somebody, I was like, oh yeah, she's working on the house, blah, blah, blah. And like, yeah, you don't have a garage no more. She done took that.
Pharisees reasoned that
I was like, yep.
outside the jurisdiction of the law.
Right.
Normal rape, however,
Like, I
was
didn't
Hey,
think about it.
Jamie, make it bigger. Jamie, make that bigger.
and sexual perversion of every kind had been a way of life for millenniums. The Pharisees were deeply influenced by such
You hear it,
practices.
Anthony?
Here.
In 3 of the major treatises of the
There we go.
Talmud are found extensive passages which give legal endorsement
I'm
to
gonna mute
seduce
myself.
and marry 3-year-old baby girls. In fact, many of the greatest rabbis of the Talmud, including Simeon ben Yochai, upheld this privilege. Today in Israel, thousands of Jews go to Meron every year to venerate the memory of Simeon ben Yochai, one of the most respected rabbis in the history of Judaism.
In one of dozens of endorsements of child sex, Simeon ben Yochai said, "A proselyte under the age of 3 years and a day is permitted to marry a priest." Agreeing with ben Yochai, the great Rabbah said, "When a grown-up man has intercourse with a little girl, it is nothing, for when the girl is less than this, 3 years and a day, it is as if one put the finger into the eye." The footnote to this passage says,
Oh my
"As
God.
tears come to the eye again and again, so does virginity come back to the little girl under 3 years." The same section confirms that sexual activity with small boys is in the same category. The intercourse of a small boy is not regarded as a sexual act. In addition to adulterers, Christ, in the story of the Good Samaritan, portrayed the Pharisees as racial bigots, too self-righteous to respond to the suffering of one who was not a Jew. It is true, because of the wickedness of the Canaanites, which included sodomy and infant sacrifice, Israel had been commanded by God to be harsh in her treatment of the inhabitants of the land. God made it clear that the Canaanites were not simply to be avoided, but destroyed. By the time of the New Testament, this method of preserving God's kingdom by separation and the sword had become obsolete.
Hold on, my bad.
Had become obsolete. God no longer made a racial
Y'all
difference
still see that?
between men.
We can't see the
The
video.
Pharisees were unfazed by God's new agenda.
And then back it up just a little bit.
Talmud was finally written down nearly 5 centuries after Christ. Yet its critical, even homicidal attitudes toward
Method of preserving God's kingdom by separation and the sword had become obsolete. God no longer made a racial difference between men.
But the Pharisees were unfazed by God's new agenda. The Talmud was finally written down nearly 5 centuries after Christ. Yet its critical, even homicidal attitudes toward Gentiles might have been lifted out of the book of Joshua. However, the quickest way to grasp the Talmudic view of Gentiles is not directly from the Talmud, but from the Jewish encyclopedias. If we quote an isolated opinion from the Talmud, a rabbi may quickly object, saying, "But that is not the overall opinion of the Talmud. That is not the definitive view." What the Jewish encyclopedia provides us is a definitive overview of perhaps hundreds of rabbinic statements on any subject, giving us accurate summaries of what the Talmud generally teaches.
In its article on Gentiles, the Jewish Encyclopedia begins to define what makes a Jew so different from a Gentile. According to the rabbis, only Israelites are men. Gentiles they class not as men, but as barbarians. Since Gentiles are not men in the fullest sense, so the Gentile is not a neighbor of a Jew. Further, since Gentile laws were too crude to admit of reciprocity, meaning too crude to be taken seriously, the Gentile was forever beneath the Jew. Gentiles were outlawed by God from the beginning, and thus had no property rights. The Almighty offered the Torah to the Gentile nations also, but since they refused to accept it, he withdrew his shining legal protection from them and transferred their property rights to Israel, who observed his law. Since the Talmud outlawed the child, or issue of a Gentile, as that of a beast, a Gentile had as little legal rights in a Jewish court as did an animal. The Talmud states that if a Gentile sue an Israelite, the verdict is for the defendant, the Israelite. Conversely, if the Israelite is the plaintiff, he obtains full damages. Because the Talmud conspires against Gentiles, if a Jew was ever caught telling a Gentile what the Talmud really says, such a person deserves death. So vile was the nature of a Gentile that the great Simeon ben Yohai said, "The best among the Gentiles deserves to be killed. The best of snakes ought to have its head crushed." Jews, however, are exalted beings in the Talmud, worthy of praise. Christ described the Pharisee who blessed himself, saying, "I thank thee, Lord, that I am not as other men." An eminent Talmudic rabbi says the same. "Blessed be thou, who hast not made me a Goy, or Gentile." There is a special antagonism between the Talmud and Jesus. The Talmud attacks him everywhere it can, even his mother. Mary, the Talmud says, was a whore who mated with carpenters. She who was the descendant of princes and governors played the harlot with carpenters. It naturally followed that the scribes declared Christ to be a bastard. In its article on Jesus, the Jewish Encyclopedia says that Jewish writings defame Christ. It is the tendency of all these sources to belittle the person of Jesus by ascribing to him illegitimate birth, magic, and a shameful...
Sorry about that.
Jesus, according to this article, was considered one of the 3 worst enemies of Judaism who came to an ignoble end. The Talmud says They subjected him to 4 deaths: stoning, burning, decapitation, and strangling. The Talmud also says he is now in hell, punished with boiling hot excrement. What is Christ's advice as he speaks to us out of hell? The Jewish Encyclopedia quotes Jesus as telling us above all to bless the Jews. He says, "Further their well-being. Do nothing to their detriment. Whoever touches them touches even the apple of his eye." Christians, as followers of the false prophet Jesus, also deserve death. The Jewish Encyclopedia again recaps the Talmud's position. A Gentile observing the Sabbath deserves death. It says the Talmud's hatred was probably directed against the Christian Jews. These Judeo-Christians, evasively called min, minute, or minim, were considered by the rabbis to be the most dangerous form of heretics of ancient times. The New Testament Gospels were writings which the rabbis considered more dangerous to the unity of Judaism than those of the pagans. A Talmudic rabbi said, "The writings of Christians deserve to be burned, for paganism is less dangerous than minute or Christianity." The Jewish Encyclopedia, in its article on Min, continues to illustrate the Talmudic hatred of Christianity. Again, we must remember, minim usually indicates the Judeo-Christians. It was forbidden to partake of meat, bread, or wine with the Christian. Scrolls of the law, tefillin, and mezuzot written by a Christian were burned. An animal slaughtered by a Christian was forbidden food. The relatives of the Christian were not permitted to observe the laws of mourning after his death, but were required to assume festive garments and rejoice. The testimony of a Christian was not admitted in evidence in Jewish courts, and an Israelite who found anything belonging to one who was a Christian was forbidden to return it to him.
The Pharisees, through their Talmud, thus gave the Jews an ethic which encouraged bigotry and isolation. But it did worse than that. It invited persecution. By the 11th century, the inhabitants of Babylon, growing weary of the self-righteousness and dishonesty of the Jews, expelled them to the west.
Research trails to the massive, multi-volume work known as the Babylonian Talmud. Written in Aramaic and Hebrew, the Talmud is a compilation of Jewish oral history and lore collected and retold over the centuries. Although the Talmud contains the oldest of Jewish oral histories, this written work is actually more recent than the Torah or the New Testament, as it was completed in circa 500 of the Common Era. Dismissed by most Reformed Jews, Orthodox rabbinic scholars claim the Talmud is the most authentic document, stating, "The Torah is the sanitized version of Jewish history. The Talmud is the real deal." Multiple authors write the histories collected in the Talmud, detailing the transgressions on the ark and Noah's awakening from drunkenness to curse his son. Shahedrin 108b. God cursed Ham because he broke the prohibition on sex aboard the ark. He was smitten in his skin. Ham is told by his outraged father, Noah, that,
"Because you have seen me uncovered."
according to the Talmud, uncovered is a euphemism for being seen in a sexual way.
"Your children shall be born black and ugly. Because you have twisted your head to cause me embarrassment, they shall have kinky hair and red eyes. Because your lips mocked me, their
Yeah, I heard that.
Hey, this it right here, King. This is what I was saying right here. This is how they feel about us. This is how they look at us. This is the curse. And so this is supposed, this is our phenotype is supposed to be our curse, according to these people. So this, so the reason why we look the way we look is because of the curse we're up under. See, this is how these people look at us, King. Right? Otherwise, I mean, my question is how else are we supposed to look? Right? My question, right?
Right.
but this is how they look at us, and this is how we just listen to this. This is real important, King. This is what I was talking about, though.
Their lips shall swell, and because you neglected my nakedness, your progeny shall go naked, and male members shall be shamefully elongated.
You hear that? He's saying that your phallus, that your penis is gonna be shamefully elongated, right? It's gonna be shamefully long. That's what he's saying. Nigga, that ain't no goddamn curse, nigga. Fuck wrong here.
Their character shall be that of promiscuity, idleness, and all forms of immoral behavior.
According to the Talmud,
You funny as
Noah's
shit, nigga.
drunken tirade even includes geography.
You hear that, man? Now, see, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's the curse. That's it. Your lips gonna be big. Your hair gonna be kinky. You know what I mean? And your memory gonna be shamefully elongated, right?
And you're gonna have burnt black skin.
Burnt black skin, right? Like so this, but you can't say nothing about no Jew or Jewish entity or whatever, anything what they call anti-Semitic.
So what's the argument? It's just
Well, it ain't no argument. It's just discussion.
no,
we don't really have an argument. It's just a discussion.
but what is the so
he was
we're showing that black people are cursed by Jewish people or by God because we refused the word or whatever. Is that what it was?
No, what I was showing was how I was just showing the Abrahamic tradition, right? And how Abraham his journey and how he fit into the biblical narrative.
Because what I think is crazy is how is it that you're going to curse a people who already have these features? So this book, it seems like somebody wrote it to justify features that they don't have, and say that it's negative or bad, right?
Correct.
Is what it just from the outside looking in. That's what it looks like to me.
Well, so but my thing was this, was to show so it's kind of like a two-phase thing. I was showing about Abraham and at the same time how anti-Semitic how these people cry foul every time something like this with like Kyrie Irving and them, something like this happens. They cry foul, but then when
they
you
got it written down in a book.
But when you get down in their teachings, this is your teachings. This is what you teach your nation. This is your culture right here. This is what these people believe, right? This is what they're taught about us, right? And this is, so since Noah, right? This was on the boat, right? So this curse came when they were on the boat. So they hadn't even really started populating the world, right? They hadn't started populating the world at this point yet, right? See, what happened was Noah somehow, God's chosen, and got drunk and fell out.
Right.
He didn't fuck around and they got up in there somewhere, wherever he was at, and got butt ass naked, and probably ain't no telling what he was doing. All them animals around, ain't no telling what he was doing, right? He ain't got butt, right?
That's true.
He got butt naked, got drunk, you know what I'm saying, and got and fell out. Now this guy chosen, this guy homeboy, this guy partner, right?
Yeah.
He done fell out, and now he done got mad because somebody seen his drunk ass passed out some damn where, and he naked. Like that's my fault that your nasty ass ain't put no damn clothes on.
Right.
And so hold on, so is it black folks that are descendants of Canaan or Ham?
So defend.
So here's the thing. So it was cursed be Ham. I mean, cursed be Canaan.
Yep.
Right. The sons of Ham. Was that right?
I want to say I'm not looking at it, but one of the sons was cursed because he came in and seen his dad like in that state, right?
That's Ham. Ham was cursed.
Okay, and so that generation supposedly is where black folks came from,
right?
Historically,
right. But now, where does the Semitic or where does Shem? Where is his people? Who is his people?
His people are the little dick ones.
Who?
They didn't get cursed. They got blessed with big ass.
No, but that ain't what the Bible says. That's Ham in them.
Yeah, no, Ham got cursed with the big dick.
Right.
Shem and them, they must have been the Jewish culture that didn't get blessed with the big dick.
Right.
No, but
so
see, that wasn't a blessing.
Make it okay.
See, you call it a blessing. That was a curse.
Penises.
But that was a curse, though. That was a curse from being from Ham seeing Noah naked.
Well, so what it sounds like to me is a group of people got together and was like, "Oh shit, we don't got that. How do we make that look bad?"
That's it.
So we'll trace it back to the curse of Abraham or of Noah, and call it a curse throughout their generation, so that they don't lose their women.
And that's the black people.
Yes.
Right. But and that's why they always, when they castrated us, they always remembered that and always wanted to, you know, they had a penis envy.
Yeah. It always, see, that's the crazy thing, is history has always been about somebody's dick.
Exactly.
Right? I'm telling you, man, that's crazy to me to think that women are the ones that always had the power, and B, they gave the power away, and the only thing men could figure out is that it was in something that they have zero control over. Zero control over. You have no control over what size your dick is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But yet this carries the most weight psychologically in a man's mind.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you like this here. So my thing was this. So if you are so because you got so many denominations that's running from the African lineage, right? It's right. It's you got nation. They say the Nation of Islam will tell you we the Asiatic black man, right? Now I'm not saying that Africans wasn't up in Asia, because that was part of Africa, right? I'm not saying that, right? But then you got the Hebrew Israelites, you know, claim they don't want to claim that they're African. They claim that they from the descendants of Shem, right? So these are not Africans.
Descendants from small stock,
according to them.
They're descendants from small stock.
Yeah, so I don't, so that's my thing was just, I was just saying like how can you always call foul when, I mean, just think about it. You ain't heard one record come out talking about shooting up no Jewish neighborhood or robbing no Jewish neighborhood or getting no Jewish broad to to stand on her head and pop her ass or something. You know what I'm saying? Right? Right. You ain't gonna never hear that. But it's cool for them to do the black neighborhood and dog it, you know what I mean? But they won't put out no record about no Jewish nothing. You won't hear no record like that ever.
Right.
Right? Not from no major label. But they call foul all the time. But in your teachings, you got racism all through it. All the way through it. I mean, you know, that's just my thing, man. What y'all think about that?
I think that's
Go ahead, Anthony.
systemic racism versus personal racism, right? A system set up to promote the making one group lesser than another or one group more superior.
Right.
And that has nothing to do with the heart of the person, because the person might not even be racist, but come into a situation and think that, oh, this is just how it's supposed to be.
Right. And imagine if they read that Talmud in the description of us. You know?
Yes, but here's the issue with that too, is that now you fast forward however many years, 2,000 years or 1,500 years or whatever. Now you got people on the street claiming racism, but they don't understand the difference between systemic racism and the battle that we have with that and personal racism.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good
and
point.
So now it becomes convoluted and people start screaming racism on everything. And it does more harm to the cause than good.
Right. Because of the misunderstanding.
Does that make sense?
And misappropriation.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So if my bitching and complaining doesn't help my situation and in fact worsens it, am I doing myself any good by claiming something to be racism? And I have not changed an attitude in the process, an attitude, a mindset, a view in the process. But one could argue that I've done more harm to whatever cause that I may have, that I may set out to do than before. Whereas Jamie's showing this, and he's showing a very clear systemic epidemic, right?
Right.
And if we can help people define the difference between systemic racism and personal racism, then that's, I think that's one of the roads we have to go if we want any leeway or any forward progress.
So me and Jamie was talking earlier, and one thing that I concluded with was that the ones that are ish, right? Jewish, and that doesn't mean just the light-skinned ones. I'm talking about the Hebrew Israelites and people that the Muslims that promote this is I shouldn't say promote it. But that's Semitic being anti-Semitic, right?
Yep.
That's a clear case for anti-Semitic. Them being, not us being, you know. And so I see a big discourse and connecting the dots to where the mainstream view is being taken. So I want to request that Jamie
in the mainstream.
Say that again.
I said in the mainstream, just define the mainstream. Mainstream is a lot.
Are you freezing up, Anthony?
Talking without any evidence. They're basically screaming about headline shit, not the content.
Bingo. Yeah, exactly. So that's some good discussion. But before we get off of this, I just want to throw in a suggestion that Jamie go back and talking about where Abraham came from and Barama and all that stuff. So that Anthony can get a hear of that stuff. And
said do what now?
Go back to where you was talking about Brahma and Sarah Beatty and Hagar, and then the part that you didn't talk about was the water system. You know.
Yeah. So
go back to if you will, go back to Brahma and Abraham.
Where his
Brahma
name
and Abram.
changed.
Yeah, Brahma. Exactly. Thank you.
all right,
And
all right.
and obviously the culture he brought with him
Yeah.
from this study.
All right, so
Because Anthony, I would have thought that, and for some reason I never, got into the maps or anything much, but I would have thought that Babylon, and Judah was in Africa. I would have thought.
And where are they located?
So I'm about to show you. He's not going to speak on Judea, but to talk about Babylon.
so just let me show you real quick where this
In
at, man.
Iraq.
So, huh?
In Iraq, right?
Yeah, so if you look at exactly.
Along
So
the Persian line.
So when you look at, so right here, Iraq, this is Babylon. This is ancient Babylon. This is Chaldea.
Can you see where the pointer is at, Anthony?
I can't see it.
You can expand your screen on your phone.
No, I know I can't. It's like loading. Hold up. Could be my connection.
Yeah, because I wanted you to see that because I had a question for you afterwards. So you can answer that now.
So yeah, because I know Jerusalem is not in Africa, and Jerusalem is centerpiece of why we as Americans fight for Jerusalem so much, and why we're involved in Iraq and everything. At least why we can sell the Christian culture, why we're involved in Africa or in those wars, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
Hey, you loaded up yet?
Hold up. Is it locked?
Yeah. 9 months left.
Oh, sorry. Come on.
You just want to come open
The door's clear. Come on. I'm on the phone. Be careful. I just bleached the floor.
Please.
Please be careful. She hates me.
Right now?
All right.
Well, there's longation.
Okay, so all this, so all this right here, Iraq, all this shit right here, and all down here, all this shit is Mesopotamia, man. All this shit is Mesopotamia, right?
Is your
Iraq.
stuff loaded up? Is it loaded up, Anthony?
Well, let me see.
I want you to see this, man, because this was interesting about Brahma and Abraham and Abram.
So it's just showing a black screen on Jamie's screen. That's all I got.
Y'all don't.
Can you see it all?
I can see it.
Oh shoot! Man.
What if you slide your screen over, Anthony? Can't do it.
Yeah, I'm on his screen only.
Can you slide it over? Can you slide your screen over?
Let me see. Let me see if I can shrink it. No, it's just black.
Hold on for a second.
Because I can see it on ours.
What you see now, Anthony?
I just see nothing. I see everybody.
Everybody.
I can see you just fine. So when
Can
you
see
talk,
me?
yep. So when you talk, you pop up on the big screen.
Okay. All right. So this is
So
what I'm
you
gonna do.
should
All
be
right.
able to
So
slide
let me
that
let me
motherfucker
try it
one more.
again. Let me try it again, man. All right. Bam. All right. Let me see. Now, Anthony, let me see.
Now it started sharing, screen sharing, and I got the little pinwheel of death.
Can't hear you,
You can't hear me. I didn't say nothing.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Anthony, what you say? You see something?
No, I'm gonna turn off my Wi-Fi, see if I can just do it. G. No, still nothing.
Why don't you just connect again? Try and connect one more time.
I might have to restart my Wi-Fi.
Hey, but anyway, man, I was just showing like, all right, so you familiar with Brahma and Saravati,
Saravidi.
Saraviti?
Are you familiar with that, Anthony?
Nuh-uh.
No. Okay, so that's
That's why I
he
wanted him to see that
that's
part.
a Hindu goddess, a god. I mean, I'm sorry, a Hindu god or deity from India. His name is Brahma, or Brahma. So and Saravati. Their name is Saravati, right? Saravati.
His wife.
You never heard of that? So what we were doing was making a correlation. So I'm gonna try to share again. You ready? Huh?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yep, got it now.
Okay. So you see that, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So my thing was this, man. If you look up, you see my pointer?
I can see it. It's over on the left side of the screen.
It's on Iraq. It's right on Iraq. You see it?
Can you see that, Anthony? Let's go ahead. He'll be able to talk over it.
All right. Well, yeah. So this right here is Babylon. This is of Chaldea or Chaldea, however you want to, pronounce it. All this is all the same area, man, right here. Right.
Okay.
Then you come over here to this right here. All this is Persia. This is all ancient Persia. Yep. All this is Persia because this is Persian Gulf right here. Persian Gulf right here. You got Persia. All this is Persia. Then you got India right here. What I was saying was Brahma or Abrahma and Saravati and Abraham came from this area. It has proof that Abraham was in India, had to flee India because of a flood. And it shows the like part of the road or the map that he took. Now this is Here's Chaldea, Babylonia, Babylon, Sumer. All this right here is Iraq. This is all Iraq right here. Mesopotamia right here. All this, you know what I'm saying? This is all in Mesopotamia, that their region, right? Because you got over here, you see Canaan way over here, where Israel, this modern day Israel right here, Canaan. See that?
Yep.
That's modern day Canaan. So this is when they say that they're not the Canaanites, they are the Canaanites, King, because this right here is Israel right here. Then you come over here in Egypt and all this. See, this is the only thing that's separated. This is the only thing that's separated, which is the Suez Canal, separated Egypt and all this, because all this right here was all supposed to all Africa, right?
Yeah.
They call themselves separated through the Suez Canal, right? But this is almost the same map that Paul took to the Damascus right here. Remember that? Damascus right here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
one question. So Anthony, do you remember if there's dialogue about Abraham and Paul taking the same road in the route?
Yeah.
Okay. And I would think so. I would think so too.
Because the only routes they could take.
Right. I mean, right. And so look at here. Here it go again. You got Sumer, Babylon, right? Euphrates River, Haran, come around Damascus, Canaan. There we go again. There's Israel, right? They always saying that they ain't the Canaanites. Well, who the fuck is you? Right?
So one other question. So Anthony, where would Ephesus and Corinth and the Philippi and those locations, is that in that region too?
Yeah, you would think.
Or is it in the Egyptian region?
Sure. Yeah.
Here go the African joint
You would
right here.
think so.
What'd you say, Anthony?
You would, but I haven't looked at it in a while, so I can't say for sure.
Right.
But here it go again. Here's Iraq. Here's Babylon again. Babylon and and all that shit, right? Then you come over here. Here's Persia. Part of Persia, the Persian Gulf right here, right? All the Sumer down here, right? All this shit. See, all this shit, and you see, and I don't think that people really realize. I really don't think that people really realize, man, where these places are and where these events took place, where they say these events took place, right?
Right.
Right. So, I mean, I don't believe any of it took place, but I'm just saying, according to the story, this is where all this stuff that supposedly took place, right here in Iraq, all the way in Iraq.
Where's the Roman Empire on that map?
The Roman. So listen. So hold on 1 second, King. I'm gonna show you something real quick.
All right.
Show you something real quick. And you remember this? Check this out. Look at this joint right here. This joint right here. Hey, look at Mount Ararat. Look where this shit where at. Look where Mount Ararat is. Look where this shit at. See where that shit at? Right. See where that shit at? Way the fuck over there, way out there. Look, that shit even look cold. Look at the mountains over there, the motherfucker.
Exactly.
Look at the goddamn mountains. That shit look cold over there, don't it, man?
Right.
Huh? I'm just saying. Now look how far this is where the boat landed. This is where Noah's boat landed, right here. right? And then from here, they went down into Shinar. From here, from Mount Arad, from the mountains. This is where they went. This so this where new this was where right. This is where new humanity came from, right there, right there. New humanity. This is where Noah and his here we go again. Then we got Ham. We got Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Right. So Ham, he got to get all the way from here, all the way back. Where the fuck? Hey, matter of fact, we got to switch screens on his ass to get him back home. You hear that? You feel me? We gotta switch screens to get this nigga back home, right? Ham got to come way all the way back here to start the African race. Okay, and then you said
there they go again, goddammit.
There they go again, right? Cheating. See, they cheating. See, that's that cheat that they cheating. That's what I was talking about right there. Look, right. Then you got Japheth. Japheth, he damn near in his he almost in his he damn near in his area at that point because Shem is already damn near in his little area, but Japheth got to go over to Europe. He got to go all the way through. He got to go through the top. See that? He got to go through the top and shoot through to the left and get to where he gonna start his people. See what I'm saying? Now, mind you, these three motherfuckers is brothers, and they came from the same mama and daddy, and it's three different color of kids.
Yeah, but hey, remember one got burnt when he looked at his dad. So he got burnt when he looked at his dad.
First let's figure out what. Hey, first we need to figure out what color they was before all this shit happened. Before anybody got burnt, before anybody right? Look, let's establish. I'm just saying, I think that we should establish a race first before
crazy.
We move on to anything else, right? Because before anybody get burnt, because we don't know if they was already black or if they was what was they then, right?
I don't know, man. As long as they leave that elongated part to as it is.
Well, hey, listen, man. Some stereotypes are okay, right?
Right.
We just got to pick and choose which ones we like.
Right. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man. I know this. I know they don't like to. They don't like to. I think it's what it is, man. I think it's if you tell them they are from a specific area, that's when they'll fight you. But if you let them tell you that they from a specific area, you might be all right, man.
That's just,
you might be all right, man.
That's just pride, man.
I think that's what it is, man. Because see,
pride which stems from insecurities.
Yeah, that's just straight up fucking lying.
Hey, that's how you interpret it in the words of Nard.
Motherfuckers is cool as where they at, but they got a few motherfucking show jobs, and they want to motherfucker kick up some dust.
Hey, so let me ask you something. Hey, Anthony. So let me ask you this, King. So have you ever heard of Abrahamic traditions or Abrahamic religions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, are they significant in the Bible? Is Abraham significant in the Bible?
So if this is just a thought, but if you were to say that you're an Abrahamic person, right, to religion or anything, to me, it would seem like you are more Old Testament than New Testament, maybe even deny the New Testament. Is
right,
what it would mean to me without knowing anything. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
we had a brother. We had a brother, and he said that Abraham wasn't significant in the Bible.
They said he wasn't.
Was not. And I'm
So
saying it is.
So to me, then that means that because he is, because his footprints and fingerprints travel throughout the New Testament and everything, right?
Right.
In the book of Genesis.
Yeah. So if somebody said that they're not significant, then to me, what they're saying is, and this is just generalization, that the Old Testament is dead and it's all about the New Testament. There's a new covenant, which means the old covenant doesn't ring true.
So then that means so all Christians are not up under the Abrahamic tradition then.
No.
Right.
So for Christianity, you have a lot of different people. So I mean, you can't call yourself a Christian and deny the New Testament, but you can call yourself a Christian and deny the Old Testament.
Simply because the veil was lifted, right?
Yes.
All right, so let me ask you
So
this,
some
man.
people interpret. It's all about interpretation. Like if you put in a law that says, I mean, let's say, let's just for legality's sakes, let's use the hot button right now, which is abortion, right? And they go through and they abolish Roe versus Wade or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That becomes a new covenant, right? And it deems anything beyond that irrelevant. But even with weed, you legalize weed, and in some people's minds it says, hey, then from this point on it erases everything in the past, right? But yet you still got all these people in jail for weed charges, right?
Right.
And so there's still remnants of the old.
You're a smart motherfucker, man. God damn, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You didn't realize that before?
Not yet, man.
You didn't realize that before, though. Okay,
that's pretty
well,
good.
But you still have remnants of the old, right? And so now what has to happen is you have to set new precedent going forward. So everything becomes new in law, and the Bible has been referred to as law.
Hold it. That's different. Wait a minute. Hold it.
I'm just saying, and so you can see where people get. I'm just saying where people get twisted and saying that the old is no longer relevant versus the new. And I'm just making a case that some people can call themselves Christians and deny the entire Old Testament, but you can't deny the New Testament.
Hold it. That's true. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait. Somebody flag. God damn it. The goddamn flag.
Hold up, man.
Because you can't. You can't do that.
You're out of what do they call it? Objections. You pick up that flag. Put that shit back in your pocket.
No, man, because listen, you gotta think about this for a second.
I'm just saying, you about to lose it down.
No, hey, watch this.
This nigga lost his time out and everything, man.
Hey, watch this. Because listen, man, that's governed by the laws of whoever the fuck made that law. We talk about who authorized anybody to pick and choose whether it's the New Testament or the Old Testament, whether I like this one, I don't like that one. Listen, man, who said that was okay to do that?
There's got to be a judge, right? In anything, there's got to be a judge, and all law is subject to interpretation. And that is what you argue in a court, is just simply interpretation. Did I break this law? Did I not break this law? And there's a judge that says yes or no. In the Bible, the judge is Jesus, God, whomever, right? And unfortunately, we don't know until we meet what do they call it? The judgment day.
Right. So in the meantime, other motherfuckers are playing God.
No, but what I'm saying, that's still to go back to the question. That still go back to
lawyers over here telling you what law is and what law isn't.
Right.
Yeah, but that go back to the same question though. Okay, so who authorized or who said that you can do away with the Old Testament as long as you believe in the New Testament, or you could do away with the New Testament as long as you believe in the Old Testament? Who authorized those positions, man? Who said that was acceptable in the eyes of God?
Everybody
Who authorized the New Testament? That's what I'm saying.
So
Hey,
the
you know
New
what?
Testament. Go ahead, Anthony.
It comes down to this, man. Most people go based off of their feelings. I believe it should be this way. I believe it should be that way. And so you get enough motherfuckers believing shit should be one way. They just roll with it, right?
So they wrote that in.
It becomes, and then shit becomes common law. That's how common law gets put into place, right?
Yeah, but I mean, what
some
I'm saying
motherfuckers
is
don't want to get married, but you want to stay with somebody for 7 years and then leave and think your shit's yours, and it ain't until you go in front of a judge and they're like, "Nah, fucker, you were married. You got half your shit gone, but I ain't never signed no paper." No, but you live like you believe that shit.
No, what I'm saying is this: when they say, "Listen, man, you are not allowed to eat pork," right? Now, you got these cats that come and say, "Well, that's according to the Old Testament. We're going off the New Testament. The New Testament says," and then it goes on, right? And then your question becomes, well, wait a minute. Now, this is the same damn book. So now how we gonna do this now? So you saying that one part of the book say you can, and then all the way up until
the New Testament,
all the way up until this new cat show up. Now, see, here's the thing. Hey, here's the thing.
I'm gonna mix in something when you're done. I'm gonna mix in something that's probably gonna fuck you up. All right,
because we got
and then I'm gonna throw something in too.
Because in the New Testament, you got 27 books, right?
Right.
You got 27 books in the New Testament.
23 of them written by what is it? 20, 21 written by one person.
I know 13 of them was. I know who 13 of them was written by.
Okay, Paul, right?
Right.
Goddamn nut. Right. You damn right, Paul.
Yeah, your nutty best friend.
Yes. Hey, right. Hey, listen.
Anthony, I can't believe Anthony got loose on us. Hey,
but you're right. So now, yeah. So this is who. See, because Jesus never said that he came to change that law, man. But Paul changed what Jesus said, or what God said, because God gave you the law. So now you no longer have to follow. Paul said that you ain't got to no longer follow the law no more, right? Hey, look. So today,
you're going to chapter 7. You all up in chapter 7 of Romans.
Oh, I'm in 7, Romans.
Yeah,
sure. That's all right. So that's
constant.
We know Romans. Hey, I found out
we do what we don't want to do. Therefore, we do what we want to do and didn't do what we want to do, and then all that shit. And then I do what I do.
See now that when you see that's the shit I'm talking about right there. And then people was, and then after you right, and then right after all of that, and then right after all of that, motherfuckers just they just say, damn all that shit he just said like before this.
It wasn't my fault.
Right. Come on, man. Like, look,
yeah. Right? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was the
It wasn't me. It was the motherfucker that was
hey, look the devil.
Man.
The devil did.
Like, that's the same type of shit that say, if a person say, "Oh, I am the one who sent me." What? like, like, yeah, I bet you is, motherfucker. Yeah. How else you gonna get there? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh man, I bet you've been up too many days. That's what it was. Shit. Get
I mean,
yourself
but
some
listen,
sleep,
man,
get
that's just,
yourself a good meal, and then come and talk to me.
see, no, he said a bunch of shit to get you.
And
all
I'm gonna
fucked
introduce
up.
this to
Okay, he said a bunch of goofy shit. Look, man, because listen, man, when you read that, man, you can't even read that without pausing 3 or 4 times to go back and see if you read that shit right.
Nigga, I read that shit and said, shit, I buy that. That works for me.
yeah, that
See,
might be the
no,
only
man,
realest
listen.
thing that I've seen in that shit. So I'm just saying, right? But listen.
See,
Here's
now
another
that's what I'm
question
talking
nobody
about.
asked.
And only you can understand that kind of, right? You, right? You got that. You must have that perfect relationship with
I got
Paul.
that beautiful mind shit going on, man.
No,
Numbers
you got that.
popping up.
No, you know how people have that relationship with Jeeves? See,
Jeeves?
you got it with Paul. See, that's
That's the Southern Jesus. Is that what that is? That's that Southern Jesus right there, Jeeves. Nigga ain't got no Jesus.
I'm getting scared over here, goddammit.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
getting scared.
I'm just saying, man, but I'm just saying, like who says who switched that? Like, because it said first at one point, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't eat this, and then Paul say, oh no, man, we up on the grace now, man. Jesus came, we cool.
No, see, you sure about your
opinion?
Sure about that.
I'm gonna ask this one question.
Come on.
Okay, here's one question.
How about just come do this first?
Okay, what is the biggest factor in all of this? What's the number one factor? You would say power or something like that, right? Control, but it's not. It's money. So I would be curious to see. Okay, let's say Abraham said, and I don't know who said it. Moses, Abraham, whatever, right? They said you can't eat pork. How many cattle do these niggas own?
Right. I mean,
You know,
hey, instead of
so
cattle,
how you shift the economic power to you in that situation in one word, in one sentence. God said, don't eat pork. Well, shit. Maybe that nigga own chickens. I don't know. But he done shift the whole game to his side of the block.
Right.
Okay. And then you go into the New Testament, somebody with like pork, they're over there like, I got a pig farm, and they say you can't eat pig. Nah, God said you can. Oh, shit.
No, Paul said it. Listen, man, that was no.
Paul was a rich businessman too. He don't let him fool you.
Right. Let me impart this. And then,
he was a killer too. He was a killer too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking around.
So let me just impart this, and then whoever can elaborate on it, because I'm just gonna throw out in general. So when and this is in the Old Testament, and I think they were going to the Ark of the Covenant, and then they removed the veil, and that veil brings in Jesus, right? The Son of God, right? And so with that veil being removed, I would think that opposition is standing on that when they're talking about the New Testament. So that's my point. So you guys can elaborate on that if you can, or if you want to.
So
in regard to what
I'm sum this up.
Let's
sum this up real quick, okay? So we have people who find the ancient scrolls, okay, and we go, wow, that's really powerful stuff, okay, and they go, okay, so we interpret it, but we can't interpret everything, right? Let's say we get it 98% right, there's a couple things that need to happen for society to be controlled or flow in a
just mute your mic, James.
We got to take power away from women. Okay, so we take the power away from women. by changing some of the what do you call it, fallacies, follicle shit in the writings, right? Giving men.
You froze up, Anthony.
I dropped for some reason. Am I there? Am I back?
Yeah, you back. You back.
Okay. But do you understand what I'm saying? So then we can change something else by keeping everything else 98% true. We can change the course of all power and the flow of money going in one direction by just changing little things.
Right.
We can change. We strip a race of people who created, who were mindful, who were giving, all in one swoop. We can do all of this by changing a couple sentences to say a certain thing, and then saying the interpretation leads to me having the power instead of you.
Right. Which is
and
what
that's
happened.
that's and then you get to the New Testament and you realize, well, shit, the world has changed. How do we change this again? How do we shift it without making it look like it's for everybody's benefit? But we just want to shift a little bit of adapting culture to believing that the government, the man, and all this shit has the power.
So let me ask you a question. Do you see that? Did you see that? What do you see it? Obviously, you see it now. I don't want to put that on you. Do you see that? So it's already there, right? You see it in hindsight. Do you see it in hindsight? I guess that's a good question. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
You can see a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's scary and crazy, man. It's crazy to think about.
Right.
Because no matter what you say or do, you can't convince anybody that it's the way.
So am I hearing that you're sharing from experience?
I'm just sharing from an outsider looking in.
Good. All right. Yeah, that's interesting. Jamie, you was about to show something.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna read this, man. A little bit about Abram.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Jamie, for putting on that good dialogue.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure, man. So here's hold on for a second. Hold on. Oh, let me see something. Yeah, so what I'm saying is this, man. So it says, neither shall thy name anymore be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. See, this is where I was making a correlation between Abraham and Saravati of India and Abram and Sarah of the Bible.
Right.
And I was saying that they was the same people, the same story, the same
journey,
right? That was my point with that, right? And to go a little bit further, Hagar and Saravati both are actually water systems.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I wanted them to get to, was that journey and the locale and the relation between Abraham or whatever that nigga's name is over in India and
Abraham.
No, Abraham.
Abraham. Abraham and Abraham, right? And then the water system, and that being the true depiction of, or a clear depiction of, Hagar and Saravati.
Saravati. Yeah. See, and that's what I was saying, that I'm saying through what I've seen is Sarah. I think that's the same story. It's the same story.
Same people.
The Brahma and Saravati story is much older. I think it's about 1,500 years older or something like that. I know that Abraham is like 500 years older than Moses. I know that, some shit like that. And they got Abraham, and they got Abraham. Listen to this though. They got Abraham born or around 1675 BCE. 1675 BCE. That is the 13th dynasty of the Egyptian era or Kemetic era. Right? This is the patriarch of the Hebrews. This is the first Hebrew Israelite. Am I right or wrong? Is that right?
Seems right to me.
Is that right, Anthony?
Yeah, seems good to me.
So,
Jamie Jr., what you say?
So the question is, what did they build in Kemet?
Yeah. What did they build in Kemet? I don't know.
What did they build in Kemet? If they didn't come around into the 13th dynasty, the Hebrews are not nowhere to be found into the 13th dynasty until Abraham, the patriarch to the Hebrews, come around. Am I right?
Right.
1675.
And the pyramid was built way before then.
The last pyramid was built in the 4th dynasty.
Right.
We talking about the 13th, you talking about 9 dynasties later.
Yeah.
So, right? So
That's
understand, so okay. So at what point in time and was they in bondage? And what point in time did they build anything? What did they build?
Right.
What are you saying, that they were never even in bondage?
They were never ever in bondage. They were never ever in bondage. They were never in bondage. They came to Egypt on a couple of occasions, and that was so they was running from famine, and the other one was because they was getting their butt kicked.
Damn.
That's interesting information.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Yeah.
So hey, so just understand that 1675.
Right.
Right. That's when the first Hebrew come on the scene.
1675 is like let's see, 20, 40, 60 some years just before the slaves being brought over. Right?
Right.
No,
Where you headed?
That's 1675 the other way. No, we talking about around Mentu Hotep V and all them cats.
So you talking about the 19th dynasty.
Oh, Makure, all up in that, it's the 13th dynasty. It's like Senwersaret, This is the I'll tell you, hold on. This is the Middle Kingdom. This is when he come. He don't get the Hebrew first Hebrew don't come on the scene to the Middle Kingdom.
Right.
Right? The Middle
Right.
Kingdom, huh, King? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So even and you know, like I said, man, I don't, you know, ain't none of them never exist, but I'm just saying according to the story.
All right, that's interesting.
According to the story,
That's crazy,
1665.
right?
You know what I'm saying? And so they talking about they was enslaved. Well, when we look at the records, who was the only people that was ever, it wasn't even no enslaved. It was who was it, King, that took over Kemet for a long period of time?
That was the Ptolemies.
No, before that. The ones that got expelled.
Hyksos?
Oh, say it again.
Did I say the Hyksos?
That's right. The Hyksos. They're the only ones that was in Kemet, and they had ruled, but they ruled Kemet for a number of years until they got ran back out and they were expelled. And that was the only mass expulsion ever recorded in Kemetic history. Right? Which was the Hyksos.
Right.
Right. So so the question is, when was the Hebrews ever
incarcerated?
Yeah, or you know,
Enslaved.
Same shit.
Yeah, right. When was they ever enslaved? They was never enslaved, King. The Hyksos was the only ones that had a mass expulsion, and they was ran out. They didn't just leave on their own. They was ran out. And they got that on the walls.
Right.
That's in the history.
Wow.
That's in it. That's the only mass expulsion. And so what they did is the Hebrew Israelites put themselves in the Hyksos place at a different time.
Yeah, that's great.
They picked the time and tried to put it around Ramses' time, but that don't fit. That's why we knew that it didn't fit. And the only other motherfucking time that you could see them, a mass people leaving Egypt, was the Hyksos.
And that's the importance of the kings.
And that was over the 3,000 years period of the history of motherfucking Kemet, King. That's the only time, and they got the best kept history in the entire world.
Right.
Right. That was so this is what I'm saying. But according to their story that they done made up, they say, well, we're gonna just say we're gonna take the place of the Hyksos and say that we was just enslaved. And I'm gonna say the Hyksos they may have enslaved their ass. They may have, because they enslaved the Kemetic brothers and sisters. They damn sure enslaved them. Yeah. So they may have been, but it wasn't by the Egyptians.
Right.
Wow.
You see that?
Man, shit crazy. Yeah. Hey, I gotta get out of here, fellas. I gotta get the baby.
All right, King. Man. Hey, man, thanks for coming in, man. We really enjoyed your input, man. It's always valuable, King.
Well, you know I love y'all.
Hey, see you soon.
All right. Getting the house ready.
Right? You ain't gotta do shit.
Yeah, that's right. I'm coming down there, boy. Hey, he coming down there, man. We're gonna do it. We're gonna run one.
Yeah.
While y'all down there.
Oh yeah, definitely during the week.
Yeah, we'll run one, man. No, y'all probably you ain't gonna have no time for that, man.
I'm gonna take some time off. I'm gonna try to.
You ain't got no time for that, man.
You ain't gotta take no time off of work, man.
I know I don't have to. Look, man, I don't need very many excuses not to work. All right.
Motherfucker got it right. All he got to do is roll over. Shit.
Right. Well, no, they have me come in now, but which means I might have to call in more. But whatever.
Oh shit. No, man,
right,
I don't want that. I don't want that on my file, man.
Yeah, well.
Check this out. Before humans,
Yeah, well,
You can't call me, is it?
Hey, I love y'all.
All right, man. We love you, man.
Check this out. Before humans, according to the Kabbalah.
Yeah. But that's a good build, Anthony. That's a good build.
Yeah, that's a good build,
that's
man.
a good build, Jamie.
Hey, yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all for showing up. Appreciate you, son. What you doing, son? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm vibing.
I see you, man. I see you, man. I'm glad you showed up, man. I love you,
feeling
man.
better, King? You feeling better?
Yeah, I love you too.
You feeling better, Jamie Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking good, man. You're looking good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man. Hey, so yeah, man. Hey, family, friends, join us. Come on in anytime. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. And it's all love, man. Come on in, see us, man. What you gotta say?
Jamie gonna pick up for me next week in presentation, because I'll be in between airtime. So I'm gonna try my best to jump on, during the demo and shit. So I just don't know how the shit's gonna flow. So we'll figure it out. And then the week after that, it's back on me, and I'm coming thick. So yeah. Thank you so much for joining today.
Peace. Hey, so hey, son, you got
Jamie,
anything you want to say?
Is that you muting him? He was saying something and you muted him.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, son.
Oh no, I wasn't saying that.
Hey, so you want to say something, son? We finna log off, man. I just you want to say something, man?
I just sent you some stuff. Look over it and then tell me what you think.
All right, I will, man. I sure will, man.
You're gonna send it to me too.
Okay.
Cool. Jennifer, you want to say anything? I know you got really uncomfortable when they was disappointed when they were showing about them priest and them little kids.
Oh, I really did. How did you tell?
Yeah, I know. We ran that video before, but
I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Like, how can they, say that this is okay? Whenever you mentioning kids and stuff like that, it's out of control.
Yeah, and it was written into law.
It's written into law, and that's what I don't understand. I don't understand that at all. And it's still going on today. And believe it or not, somebody can do something to a kid. They may get probation or time in prison.
What's your number?
Mine?
Yeah.
I can't give it to you on here. I'll give it to you. I'll send it through your mom's.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because we got it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I be done had to pinch heads, man.
You can